Well, hello, everybody. I'm Emily Roberts. I am a Diamond Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I'm so glad that you're here. I know sometimes network marketers are the weirdos, right? We're the friends that just believe in something so passionately, and we want to share this opportunity with you. Here's the thing. You can make some significant money here in Plexus, but before we begin, I want you to know that Plexus makes no income guarantees. Every bit of income you make is based off of your work ethic, your influence, your skill set, and the time that you put in. On average, brand ambassadors are bringing in an extra $544 annually. And so we're here to show you what can happen if you are consistent and you work on that mindset and you go beyond the $544. So Amy is here today. She's a Sapphire ambassador, and she is going to share her story with you guys about what it took to get to Sapphire. That's the second highest rank in Plexus. And it's a remarkable achievement. And I'm so proud of her. And I can't wait for y'all to hear her story because I feel like many of you will relate to that. So before we begin, a couple of things. Remember, you are on camera. This is going to go on YouTube later. If you don't want your face to be on the internet, just keep that in mind. If you are changing or eating or folding laundry, that's totally fine. Just keep in mind you're on camera. And if you can't be on camera, just turn it off. And everyone will be muted for the majority of this call for a clear recording because this is shared with so many awesome people that love Plexus and have questions. So today, I hope that Amy and I can answer some of your questions. All right, Miss Amy, I am going to go to your next slide if you want to introduce yourself and begin. Hold on, I might have to go unmute you again. I lost her. Just kidding. All right. While she's unmuting, hold on, and your headphones might not be working. Actually, real quick, let's go over how this call works while Amy works out her headphones. So what you're going to hear today is a real life story. Like I said, my friend Amy, she got all the way to Sapphire, and you're going to learn what exactly that means. It's a six-figure income, a luxurious trip for two for her and a guest every year because Plexus is so generous and they love a good party. And then I want you to start thinking about, well, why not me? Like, I like people. I like pursuing goals. I like achieving goals. I like feeling healthy and energetic, and I like to sleep better, right? So why not you? Why couldn't you talk about taking your vitamins? Why couldn't you do this thing and earn some money from your phone, right? And then we're going to walk you through how to earn $300, whether it's in the next 30 days or by next week. And then obviously how to begin with Plexus. Newsflash, fun fact, it's $10 to start a Plexus business. You can't even go to Chili's for $10. So stay put. You're going to learn a lot. And then I'm going to turn it over to Amy. Amy, did we get our headphones? Let's see. I asked you to unmute again. Let's see if that works.
Okay. Are you able to hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I cannot hear you. Are you able to hear me? You can? Okay. I'll give a thumbs up. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share then. I don't hear you. I was trying my iPads because I'm actually up with Gardens right now. So, I mean, my iPads, my ear pods, and I heard you perfectly with them on, but now that I took them off, I can't hear you, but whatever. It's okay. I'll just share. I see you. So if anything goes wrong, just tell me. And I had every intention of looking beautiful today and being fancy for this call, but real life, you guys, I'm at Busch Gardens with my kiddos, which is part of the beauty of this, right? So I'm a teacher by trade, and I was a teacher for 10 years. I loved it, but I had every dream and intention of being a stay-at-home mom when I had my babies. But when I had my first son, that just was not my reality. I could not afford to stay home. And we wanted to so badly, but that didn't happen. So I had to go back to work. I had to go back to teach, put my baby in daycare, and it broke my heart. I absolutely hated it. I'd cry on the way to work, cry on the way back. When I had my second son, I was able to go part-time. And by that, I really was not able to. We couldn't afford it, but it's what we had to do because childcare is ridiculous. And then surprise baby number 3 that I thought we could never afford. Thank you, Jesus, for having different plans because I got my baby girl. But when that happened, I mean, I'm telling you, like my public school teaching income did not make enough for childcare. And so I was actually really thankful because I did not want to be continuing to work. It was just too much. So we moved in. Someone actually blessed us. God is so good. He took care of us even in our hardest times. So we moved in to save some money into a 600 square foot mobile home that was from 1972, hideously ugly, holes in the wall. It was awful. But I was so thankful because that allowed me to stay home with my kids. But it was definitely made me angry a little bit in the fact that here I am with a teaching degree. My husband has his master's degree. And 6 months after we moved there, my husband actually lost his job. And then it became a complete necessity. It was no longer about saving money. We had to live there. And I just remember like just being angry. Like we had to go on welfare. We had to go on food stamps. My husband literally, just a few days ago, my husband we were doing our taxes again, a little bit late, but we were looking at this bar graph of what we made. And in 2013, our family made $18,000 as a family of 5. Don't even know how we survived. It makes no sense, but God is faithful. So during that time though, I had been watching my friend Amber, my college roommate who I trusted. I loved her. She was having all kinds of crazy results with this product, and she was sharing about it on Facebook. I was the friend that honestly, I was so happy for her. I was cheering her on, liking all her posts, so happy for her. And so of course she's like, hey, I see you liking my posts. You want info? And although I did have some interest in the product, because I was struggling with certain things like migraines and just being exhausted and all kinds of things, and I had gained some weight, there was no way. I was like, I can't afford food. Like, I'm not going to go buy a health supplement. Sorry, but thank you. So proud of you. And I meant it. Like, I was absolutely not going to do it. So a few months later, I knew I had to go back to work. Like, I had to figure it out. I was doing substitute teaching, homeschool evaluations. I did not want to cook. I did not want to clean anyone's house or take care of anybody's kids because I could barely function doing my own. So that was not even an option for me. But I knew, I was like, I have to go back to teaching. But right around that time, and I was so heartbroken about it, Amber, for the first time, shared about the business. I didn't even know that it was a business. I didn't even realize. I thought, wasn't skeptical of these kind of things, but I thought maybe she's earning a free candle or something. Like, I didn't think it was real money. But she did. She put on Facebook, she said, I got my Plexus paycheck and I made enough to cover my product, my car payment, and my mortgage. And I was like, what? Wait. So I was like, Amber and I love her so much. She's one of my best friends, and our personalities are similar. And I know her really well. So I actually called her on the phone and I was like, okay, I need to know what you actually made. I need to know if it was real money. And what do you mean your mortgage? Like, what are you doing? And so she told me, and honestly, you guys, I saw the business opportunity. I had no experience. I had no money. I had no influence, nothing. But I had a desire to get out of my current situation, and I trusted my friend. Now, she told me, I'll just tell you, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I will. She made about $1,100. And so I thought to myself, that is ridiculous. I could not even fathom making that much money through something like network marketing. I didn't even know what network marketing was. But I thought, you know what, if she can make $1,100, then I can absolutely make $200. And that would be enough to cover like basic homeschool type of stuff. And there were days I couldn't even do activities with my kids because I didn't have the gas money to get there, or I was too embarrassed to let my friends know we couldn't afford Chick-fil-A or something. So and I was missing the social aspect too of being home with my kids. But anyway, so I thought, if I can make $200, and I remember my husband, who's way more skeptical about everything than I am. Like, don't we love our skeptic husbands? They're protectors. And by this point, he did get a better job, but it was still just not enough to just, thrive. So I remember telling him, and I think he saw the crazy in my eye. I was like, listen, it's not going to make or break us. We are already broke. Like, what is going to change? Even if I go back to teaching, it's childcare, right? Like, I have to do this, and you have to let me try. I didn't even know about the money back guarantee. I didn't care. It was worth it. And so I jumped all in immediately for business. You guys, listen, we have the greatest products. The products is why I've had a lot of success, but I was so desperate at that point. I literally Googled who died from Plexus, Found out nobody died. It's good. Amber says it's good. That's all I needed to know. I didn't care, which is so crazy because we have like the greatest, cleanest products. So anyway, I mean, and I feel like it was the Lord's protection because it has helped me with migraines. It's helped my daughter's eczema. It's helped my husband's seasonal allergies. Like I ended up losing 17 pounds within the first few months by literally just because I wasn't wanting that McDonald's iced coffee every day, which again, I said I had no money, but somehow I found a way for that. But anyway, I ended up not paying a bill. Like that's what I did. We ended up not paying a bill. And so within 5 months, I ended up matching my my teaching income. Within less than 22 months, I hit Emerald, which is one of our first, top ranks where it's a 6-figure position. But the thing is, like along the way, it helped us do things like get Disney tickets. Like I was able to do, that was one of the very first things I did with my paycheck because we live in Florida. So I took my kids and we got Disney tickets. I was able to go home for my Poppy's funeral that I wouldn't have been able to go for because we didn't have money, just the little extras, right? And then I don't know how much you want me to share, but I do want to tell you this. I treated this like a business from the beginning. I thought to myself, just like when I was a teacher, I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, right? So I took it like that and I made every possible mistake you can make, but I just didn't give up because I looked at that compensation plan and I thought to myself, okay, if it took me 10 years, and it's actually coming up on my 10-year anniversary soon, but if it takes me 10 years to make even a 10th of what these diamonds make, even a 10th, it would still be far more than I can do as a teacher. And it would still be far more than I can do as definitely as a stay-at-home mom. So another quick thing I want to mention is I was busy. I had 3 babies, all under the age of 4 at that time. And I was homeschooling my oldest. And my husband, when he did get that other job, he was not home until about 7 or 8 at night. So I had to make it work where I was time blocking. Like I had my schedule. I made it. I was a teacher, so I made my schedule and I stuck to it. And I communicated with my husband, so we were on the same page. And it worked for our family. It literally changed the future for my kids. They've been able to go to a private school. I mean, it changed everything for us. So in a nutshell, there it is. Now, unfortunately, I can't hear you. So I don't know if you have any questions, but if you type them or take it from here, just let me know.
Oh my goodness. Amy, I'm so proud of you. I love that story. I relate to that story. And I'm not even a teacher, but I did desire to stay home with my children when I became a mom, because you guys know this part of my story. My husband was a Marine. He was deployed overseas. I never got to see the person I married. And so I had to figure out motherhood by myself, postpartum by myself. And I was raised by a single mom. And I'm so thankful for her. And I'm so thankful that she kind of set up some clear expectations for me, what to expect. But I mean, for those of you that are parents, do you really know what happens after you have babies? Because I sure didn't. And so I'm thankful for natural supplements like Plexus that helped me fill in the gaps postpartum and make money from home. And that's why you're here. So let's keep going. Let's talk about that. So I want you to consider this. You say yes to this opportunity. If you loved your products, would you be open to sharing them with others? All right. And if you say yes to that, great. Lean in and buckle up. And if you're thinking, and you have these thoughts in your head, okay, I've probably heard them. So I kind of want to walk you through that real quick. And maybe one of those thoughts is, Emily, not a salesperson. I don't know who you think I am. I don't know who you think you are. I am a mom. I got snot on my refrigerator door. I got boogers next to the toilet. Like, I'm not a salesperson. I'm a mom. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm retired. I don't have time to be all cute and do dances on social media. That's fine. I want to know in the chat, for those of you that are maybe new to Plexus and you're thinking to yourself, like, I just don't know, like, what do you think you have to do to make money in Plexus? Whether you are with Plexus now or you're not in Plexus, answer that in the chat. What do you think you have to do to start sharing and making money in Plexus? So for those of you that think I'm not a salesperson, well, that's a relief, because you guys and girls, neither am I. I'm not looking for salespeople. We're not looking for salespeople, but we understand how you feel because we felt the same way. A lot of us are moms, a lot of us are teachers or nurses, or a lot of us work full time. So we never, ever, ever want you to feel like you're selling something. But I do think that if you tell your story and you become a product of the product and you see the true opportunity that we're offering you here, it's very similar to what Amy said. She goes, I was just doing my job as a teacher. You figure it out. You learn, you have all these strangers, these children in your classroom that you have to learn to love and lead. And I think that's so special and so relatable to this Plexus thing, because you're like, I have these strangers on the internet, or these friends. I mean, they're your friends or people you do life with, that you're sharing about these products that you're using, but you're also sharing about the opportunity to do your job, right? This is network marketing. You network and you market what you love and you use. You're talking to people about what you love and what you use, right? And so when you do that, you're not a salesperson, you're just making recommendations. Just like when I go to Home Depot and I paint my walls this color, I come on Facebook and I'm like, hey, this is the color we picked out. How beautiful is this color, right? It's just like when you go to Starbucks to get your pumpkin spice lattes. Blech, not a fan, not a fan. I said what I said. However, when you like something, you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, you tell your bestie, you tell your mama, you tell your neighbor, hey, this is what I'm loving. You should try it. So we're not salespeople, but I mean, hold on, one more thing, because maybe you are a salesperson. If you have children under the age of 10, do you not sell them on bedtime every single night? At least I'm selling I'm like, listen, when you go to bed, you get big muscles, your body can rest. Sleep is so good for you, right? We're constantly recommending things that we're passionate about. And so even though you're not a salesperson, then you could be a storyteller and you could share what you're loving. And then for those of you that are thinking, well, I just don't have time. Okay. All right. I got 3 kids. All my kids play select sports. I have a husband who works an hour away on an Air Force base. I'm fully doing Plexus right now. I'm active in my community. I serve at my church in a ministry. I mean, we got a lot going on too. So if you feel like you're really busy, for those of you that are thick-skulled like me and a little stubborn, I challenge you to see where your time is going. I challenge you to see how much screen time you have on your phone, or how many Netflix shows you have started and not stopped. But I want you to know I relate, because I'm busy too. But y'all know what? I love me some busy people. And here's why. You're involved. You have a network. You're talking to a lot of people. As a full-time mom and with a lot of kids, I mean, I don't think I could have squeezed anything else into my Plexus routine. When I started, I was a full-time college student with a newborn and a deployed husband. But in the back of my mind, I found that it wasn't a matter of spending massive amount of time working this business. It was more important to be consistent with all the little things, like taking my products and telling one friend a day, getting on social media, a free platform to talk about what I was doing and to show people the opportunity. Like, you can take your vitamins and be paid to do so. It was definitely a financial blessing for my family, and I'm so thankful for that. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm too busy for this, okay, but what would an extra $500 a month actually mean for your family, right? Okay, you say yes. You go all in. You do the 1-day consistent action items. 90 days from now, you're making $500 a month. How does that feel? What are you paying for? What sport can you now say yes to? Can your kid now finally get braces? Do you have extra money for organic groceries that you've always longed to purchase? Do you have extra to go to Disney? That is so funny that you said that, Amy, because that was the first thing that I did. I took my son to Disneyland. We lived in California. That's where Scott was stationed. When he came home from deployment, I gave him like a little 2-month window to decompress and come home. And I was like, I'm doing this thing called Plexus and I made some money. And he was like, what the heck are you talking about? He was very skeptical, and as most husbands and spouses are, because they want to protect you and make sure you're all right. And I said, well, I made some money. I had made actually over $1,000 in my first 3 months with Plexus. And I used that money to fully pay for dinner, 3 nights, and Disneyland tickets for me, my husband, and our toddler. And it was the dreamiest, most amazing trip ever. And that was just one kid. Here we are. I've been doing this Plexus thing for 9.5 years. That's my son on the far left of your screen. And he said, Mom, I want to try baseball. And I was like, okay. He's never played baseball, but he saw brother doing it. And I was like, oh, 2 kids in a sport. That's 2 bats and a lot of baseballs and helmets and gear and time. And oh my gosh, can we do that? And Plexus has afforded us the luxury of being able to say yes more. And I grew up in the no household. Anybody else? Anybody else grow up in the no household, or we don't have the money for that, or we're too poor for that, or whatever you grew up with. So I understand making money, talking about making money, it might get you all up in your feels. So I hope today I can help you just vision cast your future and what it would be like to make money for your family. All right. So let's talk about that. The power of social sharing. I talked about Home Depot and Starbucks. Give me some examples in the chat of something you have referred to someone else in the last 24 hours. Something that you loved, whether it was like a trucker hat, a book recommendation on Amazon. What is something that you've referred? If you can see me on video right now, what am I holding? What am I holding? If you can see me, what is this? Everyone and their mama talking about Stanley Cups on Instagram. And if you have not seen that, like, are you blind? Or maybe you should follow me, because I at least talk about it once a week. So people show up on the internet to talk about things that they use and they love every day. That's the power of social sharing. So in Plexus, who will you share with? Right? Jessica is an Emerald ambassador on my team. She shared a few weeks ago. And here she has her mom and 3 of her close friends who all said yes to doing Plexus with her. Because Jessica used her referral link 3 times, she made over $300, which we call Fast Start Silver in Plexus. She was consistent. She kept sharing, which led to Tara on her left, that's her sister-in-law, to also start sharing consistently. That one action item a day that just moves the needle forward and builds your belief in yourself to make money. That got Jessica all the way to Emerald. And for those of you that have been on these Zooms with us every Friday, you know what I'm talking about. It's real. Jessica provides our brains, right? Our skeptical brains, evidence that this opportunity is available to us and we can totally do that. So in a second, I'm going to show you my next screen, which is going to be the different ranks in Plexus. So I want you to start thinking about an income amount right now in your life that would tragically make a difference. Gosh, I remember getting in fights with my husband about getting Chipotle for date night because we really just couldn't afford date nights. And I knew as a newlywed, I'm like, but we need to go on date nights. Like, we need to prioritize our marriages, but it just wasn't available to us. So I want you to know, for those of you watching and listening about Plexus, our comp plan is the best in the industry. And I know every network marketing company says that. No, listen to me. It is the best in our industry because there is limitless earning potential. Yes, statistics say on average, people are earning $544 annually. Those are not the people I'm talking to. I'm talking to the Amy's of the world, the Emily's of the world, the Jonias of the world that are like, I'm hungry for this. I believe in this and I want to make a difference for my family. I want organic groceries. I want to be debt-free in the next 10 years. I want to pay double payments on my mortgage. I want my kid to pick any sport and I can say yes. I want to pay for my daughter's wedding in cash. That is the type of dreamers and doers that I'm looking for, that Plexus is looking for, because then that means you understand there's no limit to the potential earning. This is Jen Huddla. She shared a few weeks ago on one of our, and she's my favorite person to refer people back to when they're like, I'm too busy, I have kids. And then I send them this picture of her and I'm like, so does she. So does she. She couldn't even get off her couch. It hurt to blink. I mean, that's a very dramatic thing to say, but it hurt to blink. And she has these beautiful children, and her husband both work this business. The products changed their life. And so they host local events in Florida where they live. They host local events. It started with like one person showing up and then a few on their team showing up. So she was literally just training ambassadors, right? And now their last event had over 200 people because people want to know how to make money from home. I mean, we're basically in a recession right now. Making $300 by next week, that would make a huge difference for your gas money, babies, bills, diapers. There's so many things that I can think of. And I hope you think of Jenna, and I hope you think of her story. And if you want the recording, it's on my YouTube channel. You can go listen to her Show Me the Money Zoom call. So remember when I said we're going to get to the ranks? Here are the Plexus ranks. It goes from silver to diamond. And here's the thing, you guys. You can pick one of these ranks out all day. You can be like, I want the green one, right? You could do that. But that doesn't mean that you're going to change your habits. That doesn't mean you're going to learn about this industry or learn about how to talk to people about supplements, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. On average, that's what most are making at these ranks annually. And in Plexus, you can do 4 things. You can create residual income. You can earn vacations and prizes. The current prize or vacation right now is a trip for 2 to an all-inclusive in Punta Cana of February 2024. By earning that, you can map it out, your journey, And for a lot of people right now who say yes today to Plexus, those that sign up today, they order their products, which you're looking at about $120 for your products. No inventory, nothing weird, just you and your gut health system, you and your weight loss system, or whatever it is you want. When you refer that combo or what you're doing in Plexus to 25 people, 25, right? That's elementary classroom. You can talk to 25 parents. You talk to 25 people. And what you're going to learn is that people want to feel better. They want more energy and they want more money. And you show them how to help 25 people. Not only are you going to rank up all the way to gold right here, you're going to create over $1,700 in bonuses for yourself, and you're going to earn that cruise to Punta Cana. That is what is available to everyone right now that says yes to Plexus. Now, the bonuses are going to be available to new people because that's part of our fast start bonus option. But for those of you that have been here for a minute and you want that, nothing changes if nothing changes. Make a plan. Do the math, right? Write it down. What would it take for you right now to earn not even the money, just a trip of a lifetime to show people what's available? Like, Plexus is so generous. Not to mention building a legacy here. That means, what if you didn't try to enroll 25 people, but maybe you sign up 4 people? You refer gut health supplements to 4 people and you help each of them hit their goals. And then 25 people are on your team and you still get to gold and you still earn that money. I love this. I love that you can choose your income cap and there's no race. There's no race. There are people in our company, it took them 7 years to get to the top, but there's also people in our company, it took them 4 months to get to the top. It's about your work ethic and the systems that you use, the people you know, and the people they know. Sometimes you may know like 3 people, but those 3 people know so many people and they love their community well and they have trust and they have influence. And next thing you know, you're a sapphire ambassador like Amy, the stay-at-home mom teacher who lived in a 600 square foot apartment and was like, how did we get here? This ain't okay. I want more for my family. I want more for our life. And she believed her friend Amber. She trusted Amber, and look where she is now. The picture that you see is my friend Trisha. Trisha is a diamond senior ruby ambassador, and her husband is an emerald ambassador. Trisha recently got to senior ruby because Plexus allows you to go all the way to the top and then sign up as your own customer and do it all over again. So basically double dipping. And then your spouses can also work this business with you. Trisha is making 15 paychecks a month right now from Plexus. And I'm so inspired by her. She went senior ruby in 67 days because she made a plan. She talks to people every single day about this opportunity, not just the products. She leads with making money because guess what? People want to make money. Quit telling yourself, nobody wants this. I don't know if anybody wants. Yes, they do. They're going to bed at night stressed out about money and their health. Statistics show it. Science shows it. Doctors will tell you. The news will tell you. I mean, everyone is stressed out about either their health or their finances, and Plexus can address both. So let's think about Trisha. Let's think about Jenna and Jessica and Amy's story and get serious about going all in with something like this. So here's some fast start bonuses. Remember, I said if you signed up over 17 to 25 people in your next 30 days with their product system, you're looking at anywhere from $1,600 to $2,200. Golly, you guys. That's somebody's mortgage. That's a car payment. That's groceries. That's private schooling. There's so many things that you can do. So how do I begin, Emily? I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm hopeful. So you're going to get with the person who invited you to this Zoom. If you were not invited by anybody, find somebody on your Facebook right now that does Plexus. I promise you there's a local person to you that probably wants to share it with you, but they're a little timid because they're learning and growing. So what you're going to do is you're going to get with them. You're going to pick your products. You're going to sign up as a VIP customer for $10, and your products are going to range from $100 to $200. They're your products for you to take every single day. And there's 4 different systems for you to choose from: weight loss, gut health, active lifestyle, or build your own. So maybe you want a little bit of everything. That's totally fine. Okay. So you can do that. And then I want y'all to remember this story. This is me and my husband, my Marine Corps husband, and my firstborn. My son is now 9.5 years old. So I had him, he was about 6 or 7 months old when I first joined Plexus, and now he's 9. And I want to tell y'all this story. For those of you thinking, I don't know if I can do this, or maybe you have been doing this for a while and you're not seeing results and you want to give up. My son is now 9, and he, Plexus has afforded us the opportunity to pay for his select baseball. If you have a select baseball player, Lord, is it expensive? Is it worth it? And is it awesome to see them challenge and do great things? Yes. But just this week, my son came home from baseball crying, and saying, I just suck. I suck, mom. And no parent wants to hear their kid say that, right? And so we had a talk with him. I literally talked to my children the way I talk to you guys to encourage them and inspire them. Like that next person you talk to, that next book you read about mindset, that next Bible verse that encourages you, the next sip of pink drink that you decide to document on the internet, whatever that looks like, that next step, that one consistent action can change everything. So for the last 3 weeks, he's come home from practice crying, and this ain't for me. Quit making me go back, right? And we kept encouraging him, and we prayed over him. And y'all, last night, he met with someone who just offered him a different perspective. This was an actual batting coach. And he said, I want you to hit these next 10 balls. My 9-year-old goes and he swings. He misses all of them. And he looks at my husband like, Dad, like, this is embarrassing. Quit making me do this. And that coach looked at my husband and said, may I? And my husband was like, please. And he goes in and he adjusts my son's hands. He adjusts his body language, and he grabbed him by the face and he said, you can do this. So precious, so sweet. He did not have to do that. It's not my kid's dad. And after he adjusted his hands and his feet work, he said, you're going to be pitched 20 balls, right? A batting cage. My son not only hit all 20 balls, but in a real life baseball game, according to where he was hitting the net, they would have been home runs. Ooh, that makes me emotional. He was done. He didn't think there was anything else out there to help him. Mommy wasn't making sense for him. Daddy wasn't making sense for him. He was comparing himself to other baseball players, thinking, maybe this just isn't it for me. And then that one next step, that one coach, that one pivot in his hand motions and his body language, and that one person that looked him in the eyes and said, you got this. That's all it took after weeks of struggle, months of struggle. And he finally just had one person come in and change everything for them. That is what this Plexus opportunity has looked like for me. That next person I talk to, they might tell me no. They might think I'm a Looney Tune, but I believe in Plexus. I believe in their opportunity and their products, and I can't help but share it with people. And so I encourage you today to have courage. Have courage this week and this weekend to begin breaking patterns in your life that no longer serve you. Give yourself permission to pause and reflect on what you've been doing. And remember, taking care of yourself and trying new things doesn't just mean me first. It means me too. I hope that I will see you next Friday. And I thank you guys for being on with me. It is such a joy to share these Zoom calls with you. I am so thankful